almost just felt like an explosion kind of go off in my knee. Probably feeling that I've never had before.
Yeah, you think ACL straight away, you know, the kind of common injury now within the football world, and it does look a bit of agony there.
My name's Ross Barrows, defender at Scunthorpe United, and on the 31st of December 2024, I ruptured my left ACL in a game against Kingsland Town. You just come into the new year with all these aspirations of things you want to achieve and do, and then the thing you love most gets taken away from you like that, and you know it's going to be a long time. It was very hard to process.
Launches that forward into Crow. Oh, and Ross Barrows has slipped. That looks nasty, that from Ross Barrows. As Ross Barrows is going to be applauded off the field by Scunthorpe United supporters who stand and show their support for the Iron right back.
Talk about the incident first of all. You obviously looked in a lot of discomfort, and that's probably the case, but just talk us through the moments as it happened.
Yeah, obviously the whole day was a good day. Felt like I felt well, prepared right, and did everything before like I normally do. The game started really well. Felt like I was playing well in the game. Helped set a couple of goals up. I was in part of those, and game was going well. So it was a top of the table clash. So was feeling good, was in the groove and playing well. Then I remember a long ball coming over my head diagonally. Just went out to try and close him down, and the lad's taking a touch. I don't think he expected to kind of take that touch, but I just then went to turn and change direction, and almost just felt like an explosion kind of go off in my knee. Probably feeling that I've never had before. Just running, and just felt like a load of weight had just gone, like my foot wasn't anywhere, but it just felt like a lot of force just went through my knee, and just like a big gunshot had gone off in my knee. Just obviously just in excruciating pain, and to start with the pain was a lot more on the outside of my knee. Kieran and Rosie came running on and was just screaming, to be honest. The pain was excruciating. Then managed to settle down, and obviously unfortunately got stretchered off, and went into the gym with the physios and the doc, and just had to kind of wait really. It was a bit of a waiting game. Obviously was in quite a bit of pain, and I think the pain I'd never really experienced before, so I feared that it was something worse, but you kind of at the same time hoping for the best and trying to stay positive. Just thinking that right, might not be as bad as I first think, especially when I was playing well in the game as well. So, but then when it settled down, a lot of pain, like I said, was on the outside. We thought it was the lateral ligament of my knee, and then went home that day in a brace. Watched the rest of the game. Was just trying to be positive, just trying to keep a smile on my face. I was all right, I'll be back, and then obviously just had to see what the weekend came, and came in a few days after to see Kieran and look at the swelling, and he had a little look at it, and we managed to get a scan booked.
At the time it happened, did you think worst case scenario straight away? Was that going through your mind, or just too much pain to even think about anything?
I think to start with it was more, I weren't thinking worst case possible. I was thinking more kind of best case, just thinking really positive. Obviously in the back of your head you've got that, the ACL shout, but I wasn't even really thinking about it, to be honest, just because the pain was so much on the outside. I didn't think I'd done anything to the inside of my knee. So I was kind of just focusing on the positive things, and even Michelle came down and was like, don't worry, it's not as bad as I think, and just trying to be positive about it.
I know the first thoughts were you'd done an awful lot more than just the ACL. How was that to kind of process in your head over the weeks with not knowing the actual outcome? Yeah,
it was tough. I mean, obviously, once I'd got the scan, went for the scan on a Friday in Hull, so went there, got the scan done, and weren't expecting the results till kind of Monday, Tuesday, and then got the phone call Saturday. Got a call from Kieran Saturday, and I thought he was just ringing just to see how I was, and then when he told me the news that I'd ruptured my ACL, I just burst into tears. It's quite an emotional time, just I think because you see a lot of top players, what they go through, and you know what it means, and you know how long that means off the pitch. So it really did kind of hit me hard, especially when I felt like I was having one of the best seasons I've ever had. It's just a bit of a shame. So a lot of emotions came out, and then obviously spoke to the gaffer. The gaffer rang me shortly after. I spoke to my mum and dad. I think when I rang my mum was out, so she was in tears as well when I told her on the phone. And then obviously the gaffer rang me and just not long after, and he could hear I was still quite upset and quite devastated. So he was being really, really good with me though, and just said, look, we'll be here for you. You've been brilliant for me, so I'm going to look after you as much as I can.
I know it's obviously tough, but how do you even begin to process the fact that you won't play football for the best part of a year?
Yeah, it's quite hard. It's really hard, especially straight away, because you're looking 9 to 12 months. So you're looking like nearly especially when it was on New Year's Eve as well, and then you just come into the new year with all these aspirations of things you want to achieve and do, and then the thing you love most gets taken away from you like that, and it's going to be a long time. It was very hard to process, and I feel like I processed it now, but I think once I've had the operation, I think it'll hit me again, so to speak. So I feel like my quality of life now, once I've had like this time for it to settle, it's not really changed. I'm doing a lot in the gym, can squat, can leg press, kind of running a straight line as well, but to know that I'm going to have to kind of start again, I've got to get a lot worse before I then get better.
Talk about that process then. Obviously you've got an operation coming up. What your next few months going to be like?
So the operation's booked for the 12th, Wednesday the 12th of Feb, with Dr. Paul Sutton at Sheffield. The process to get to the operation was quite straightforward. Obviously I got spoke to a consultant. We had a list of like consultants and surgeons we wanted to try and potentially see. We wanted someone who had worked with footballers before, which we thought was key for my recovery and getting back on the pitch, because I still want to play. I'm not hanging them up. We spoke to Mr. Paul Sutton, went to see him, and then just ready for the operation on Wednesday. So it's quite complicated. So learned a lot about the knee. So you've got the patella tendon, the lateral ligament, and then the medial ligament, MCL. So, and then in the middle, you kind of got see the orange one there, that's like the ACL. That's the one that I've done. So luckily, at first we thought we'd done the outside and the meniscus, the blue bit, in there, but I've not done them, so they're intact, which is good. It's just the ACL in the middle. So the kind of thing that happened, to show you quickly, was like, it's called a pivot shift. So I've gone to plant and change direction, and then my knee's twisted like that, which, as you can see, it kind of causes the bone to kind of cut off the ACL and snap it in half. So, but the surgery, I've looked a lot into it and spoke a lot with Kieran and the surgeon, and they're taking, so this orange bit here, that's my patella, so they're going to cut that open, take a little bit of that out, and they're going to drill a hole through there, through that side and then this side, and then reattach that patella, the bit they're taking out, it back into the middle to recreate an ACL. So it's going to be quite a painful operation, especially after being quite a lot of pain. Cause it's quite weird, because a lot of people might have seen me walking about and not on crutches and things like that, which everyone's always surprised at. It's a weird injury, because I feel like I can still do everything I want to do, just obviously not properly play football. So you've kind of got to get worse before you then get better.
How important is it for you to know, like what you've just explained, and know what's going to happen to your body?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Me and Kieran and Rosie, we sat down and we looked at a list of documentaries of top players that we thought it would be important for us to sit down and watch and learn, just to help me understand the process of what I'm going to go through, what it's going to take to get back. There's going to be ups and downs in the road to recovery, getting back on the pitch, but just understanding that each part of it, so I'm not confused and I understand the reason why we're doing everything as well. So even watch Hector Bellerin and Lewis Cook, their documentaries, which were really insightful, and it just prepares me in the best way to know what I'm going into. I
was going to say, because like you kind of alluded to, the next step is probably the toughest, isn't it? The fact you'll come out of the operation, not be able to walk, you'll be on crutches, whatever. This is probably the most difficult stage, I guess. Yeah, definitely. And I think with me being myself, I will always want to push and push and push and challenge myself, whereas this is a bit of a different challenge, because I've got to take it slow and got to be patient and not rush, because I think the rate of re-injury can be quite high if you rush and come back too quickly. So I've got to be really careful and steady, but like I said there, I'm going to be on crutches and not be able to walk for a few days, but my recovery starts as soon as I come out of the operation. I've got to get my knee moving, which is going to be quite sore and quite painful, but the first step for me is getting that full flexion and extension in my knee. I suppose the good thing, once the operation's done, it's back in your hands again, isn't it? You can not control how quickly you come back, but you can do everything right, and you're the kind of person that will do everything right and want to do it right.
Yeah, massively. I think these past few weeks I've been doing so much in the gym. It's been almost leg day nearly every other day, just keeping my leg as strong as possible, because once I come out of that surgery I'm going to lose quite a lot of strength in my quad, in my knee, around that area. So the stronger I have it now, the stronger it'll be when I come out of the operation. I won't lose as much. So yeah, just got to keep it strong, and when I come out of it, like I said, it's back in my hands. So I just got to kick on and be focused on every single day, and understand that there's going to be tough days, but still try and get the work done.
Obviously, in the past, you've spoken about your mental health issues and things like that. Do you feel like this will be a test of that and how to come out the other end even stronger, I guess? Yeah,
massively. I've got a really, really good support network around me. My friends, my family, my girlfriend, everything's been absolutely outstanding. All my mates, everyone at the club, all the lads, all the staff, they've all got around me and just said they're going to be here for me, which is good. So yeah, it's something that's going to be a challenge, but I'm embracing it, and just trying to come out the opposite side. And obviously the reason we're doing this is trying to highlight the challenges of it, and the fact that if other players, younger players, go through similar injury, that there is a way back to football.
So why do you think it's important to kind of document your journey, and particularly on the TikTok that you're going to do, and just explain that side of it?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there who have ACL injuries, and they might just be normal people who are playing grassroots football, and they maybe not have the support that I have around me, and the knowledge that I've got around me as well. So as much as I can give back to them, it might help one person in a million, who knows, but if it's helped one person, then that's massive. But I think also for me to look back at, once I've finished playing, to look back and think, you know what, I gave it a good go. I had lots of ups and downs, but look at kind of what I've come through, and the highs and the lows, and thinking it was a tough part of my life, but I managed to get through it and come out the other side.
You talked a bit about your season so far. How disappointing is it to put an end to what has been probably your best season as a player so far?
Yeah, absolutely gutting, to be fair. I mean, I think it started every one, bar one game. I think it was 5 assists, 3 goals. So my return was the best that I've ever had in my career. Felt fit, felt strong. Obviously all the clean sheets as well, which to add. So yeah, it's gutting. But I'm just, now it's giving me an opportunity to kind of sit back a little bit and kind of write down what I want to be when I come back. So any weaknesses that I saw in my game, can I try and improve them while I'm off the pitch now to hopefully be a better player when I come back to the pitch.
Obviously in your career you'll have had times out of teams and things like that to kind of watch from the sidelines. How difficult do you think it would be for you to watch how this season unfolds without kind of affecting what's happening on the pitch?
Yeah, it is going to be tough. I mean, it's been tough now, but I think it's going to be tougher once I've had the operation, because right now I'm really involved still. Obviously I can be down on the pitch and help the lads. I've been up in the gantry helping the staff as well, and just trying to be involved as much as possible. But I feel like once I've had my operation, and knowing that I can't run, or I can't walk, I can't do full squats in the gym. So I've been obviously in the same gym sessions as the boys, I can do that. So that'll kind of get taken away from me a little bit. So it is going to be tough, but I just hope the boys can get the job done. I'm happy to have played a small part.
More than a small part, half a season. So if we do get it done, you'll still have that involvement, hopefully, with the success of the season.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, that's all I'm hoping for now. The boys can get the job done, and we can get over the line and achieve what we all wanted to achieve. I've got full confidence in the boys that we will, and even like the new lads coming in, trying to be involved and helping young Ollie who's come in, and trying to help him learn and him develop as well, because he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Away from football, are you going to do anything else to kind of keep your mind occupied? You've obviously going to have a bit of time to fill, I guess.
Yeah, I think mainly just kind of, I want to do a lot more reading, so I'm going to be reading a lot of books about anything and everything really, and just also kind of be trying to learn more as a coach, because that's what I want to do after football. So I'll be speaking to a lot of people, having conversations, doing a lot of research and things like that really. I don't think a language is quite for me, like the gaffer suggested. I don't think that's quite for me.
In terms of coaching, I suppose you've had, like you said, a little bit of involvement in that. Is that something you're going to be more analytical on, and maybe clips and things like that, and see what you can learn over the next kind of 9 months or so? Yeah,
definitely. I just want to help the boys as much as possible. The gaffer said to me if I want to watch any games or clip anything or do any analysis, I'm more than welcome to, and he'd appreciate the help. So as much as I can be involved and help the lads out there on a Saturday or a Tuesday, that's a win-win for everyone.